And hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mechabellum. Today, our player in red choosing the supply specialist. Interesting choice. Um, More so, I think the supply specialist is a great card. Fanatic's coming in here again, but his unit choice is a little odd for our blue player. He doesn't really have any meat, but he does have good AoE. Nothing that currently shoots up. Fanatics is just one of the best players in the world. He's going to be grabbing some more Fang and some Steel Balls and oh, and a unit of Phoenix. Well, he has the cost control specialist. I do like this. He's going to win this round now, no matter what. And even though I've hidden the chat several times, it's still bugged and won't work. So I'll have to do that every single game. Hey, it is what it is. Honestly, I don't think Fanatics is obviously going to win because there's nothing here that shoots up. But I don't think Fanatics has the stronger of the two armies currently, minus those Phoenix. And I like that he hid the Phoenix, just kind of peeping him around here, this back corner. I'm sure our player in blue has spotted it. It's hard not to see something like this, but hey, that's kind of fun. We see some Fang coming out. It looks like it's going to be a quick game. Fanatics just kind of playing with his units. I don't mind that. I think actually having your Fang and things come in different waves is generally better than having them all hit at once, just because something like these Stormcallers are going to aggro, hit the units on the left. Unfortunately, those Steel Balls come right into the barrage. Not what you want to see there, but, you know, it's just if he pushed the Steel Balls back just 1 inch further, he would have been in a good spot. He'll definitely lose this engagement. There's not really much that he can do about it, but he has the Phoenix, so Fanatics will win this round. Crawler's doing surprisingly well. Remember that Fanatics is a cost control specialist, so all of his units are significantly weaker, but he did the right thing in choosing a unit that he thought he could win the match with. You know, obviously all of his units being worse, he can either go with hordes or he can go with tech plays, i.e. just having really good counters on the field. This will take a moment, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds as these Phoenix just slowly chomp down the field. The Phoenix earned themselves a level. I would be surprised if he went with Phoenix range. Oh, player in blue going for it. I think he's going to fight Phoenix with Phoenix. He is, getting a unit of Phoenix of his own. Not bad, because Fanatics units are significantly weaker. Fanatics could go with the enhancement module, repair kit. I don't really think he goes with the nano. Not a bad choice. He could go with a giant unit here. He has the cash for it, so he could unlock something like a Vulcan and give it the repair kit. Their only real damage on the field currently that he knows about are these Stormcallers. So a Vulcan with a repair kit survives maybe one more round of shots from a Stormcaller because of that. Pretty dicey though. Stormcallers actually do a significant amount of damage, 932 or 923. There's my dyslexia. No, grabbing those rhinos I was thinking about. This is what I was talking about in that break session. Having some rhinos actually make a big difference. Just they're huge damage sinks, and he does still have the detonating core on them. Now this final blitz was changed. It used to cost 250 bucks. Now it's up to 300 with the most recent patch. I have a feeling it'll stay there. And he's got the repair kit on it. Rhinos have a lot of HP, 16,000 to start with. That's going to be closer to 17,000, honestly. That's going to make a big difference here, just because he's going to be able to take a lot of shots. Unfortunately, it's all going to come down to this air war again. And with Fanatics only having 2 Phoenixes that don't actually have a range upgrade, I think that's going to be real tough. But the Phoenix dealing less damage means that these Rhinos are going to be able to survive a lot longer. The one on the right goes down. Yeah, the left stood for another volley or so. I don't think he has this. These Stormcallers are the bane of his existence currently. Phoenix is going to be shooting Stormcallers while other Phoenix shoot Phoenix. You hate to see it, but the units tend, and I used to be of the opinion that they always shoot ground units. Flying units always shoot ground units over other flying units. Though recently I have come to the opinion it seems to be that they're just heavily incentivized to shoot ground units, because I've had my Phoenix shoot other Phoenix even though there were Fangs standing right underneath them. So it appears to be slightly random but heavily incentivized to the other way. Enhancement module could be good. No, Fnatic's going with the barrier. So he's almost certainly has to deploy a giant unit. The barrier is okay. There's already Stormcallers on the field, and Stormcallers are your barrier killers. No, he went with that Vulcan I was talking about earlier. Not bad. Our player in blue also grabbing the barrier, but choosing not to get a giant unit yet. I like this. Giants are difficult because they're expensive and because they're not easily countered, but they're countered by small units. They just tend to be a little bit less cost effective. But when you need one and it fills its role well, it's a great idea to have one. You know, I do like this just pushing into the Phoenix. Fnatic's grabbing the speed upgrade just for the turn here. I do like this. The high mobility is quite good. It means he'll be dodging a lot more Stormcaller shots. Of course, those Stormcallers are just going to destroy those shields, and this Rhino's going to go down so quickly. He doesn't really have any other clear on this side. Rhino's healing. Oh boy, is it healing. If it had the wreckage recycling, it would have survived that. Just having that extra HP is huge. Will he have enough on the field to soak up all these Phoenix shots? Almost certainly not. But he didn't do a bad job here. It's a slight comeback. Honestly, if he kills these last two Phoenix, he'll win. He just needs to shoot down one more. His tower going down at a really bad point. Can he kill it? He gets one. They're both on the other. He gets it. Fnatic's wins this round. Oh, the Javelin's good for both players. Our player in blue going with the Giant Hunter. If only one Vulcan is on the field, this will take 2 turns to pay itself off. If there's multiple Vulcan on the field, it will go very well. Ah, and there's the Fortress, the counter to the Vulcan. And he picks up the enhancement module for Fnatic's, choosing to recycle his Vulcan. I think that's the proper play here. He doesn't need it, really. What he needs are Mustang. Instead opting for the level 2 Vulcan. That will make a big difference. Grabbing the barrier on it. This barrier does... I don't believe the barrier scales very well. Yes, it's just creates a 160,000 HP barrier. The barrier on something like the Fortress does scale. So next turn, if that Fortress is level 2, that'll be 80,000. Something to think about. Fnatic's has to be a little worried about this air war, though, right? Like, there's still Phoenix on the field. He can keep losing by these tiny margins and then make one big comeback. Later in the game, of course, you just deal significantly more damage. Grabbing another Rhino. Now, these Rhinos are unupgraded. I'd like to see them, I don't know, maybe with the photon coating or just something that can deal a bit more damage. That could work out quite well. What does he upgrade here? Just general upgrades. We're seeing a very much a lack of tech for most of these units. It's not something that you see too often. Man, that poor little Rhino getting absolutely devastated. This little guy still got the nano kit. Was not enough. And the left side is just an absolute crush here for our player in blue. This Vulcan is not going to be able to deal with Phoenix by any means, and that's a big issue. I think a unit of Mustang with the range upgrade would really help him clear off a lot of these little crawlers. They would just do nothing against a Fortress, and our player in blue showing out really well here. That's a ton of damage for Fnatic's. Oof. Round 5, baby. Super heavy armor is good for both players. Both players pick it up immediately. If this guy... Yeah, he just has so much HP. 163,000 HP. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Oh, super heavy armor here for this Rhino. And the photon coating. I was waiting for that photon coating to come out. He still needs to get some fast units to kind of deal with some of this crap on the field. Honestly, a unit of crawlers or two, kind of near the front, would just draw a lot of shots. Might be worthwhile. Getting some Stormcallers of his own might be worthwhile. Our player in blue's playing this pretty much the straight and narrow. Grabbing a unit, a Fang, and putting them in the front is a really great idea. Fnatic's heard me through the interwebs and decided to grab a unit of crawlers himself. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say I'd back them up just a little bit. That way these Stormcallers have enough time to turn and shoot before they get decimated by everything else. He does draw most of the Stormcallers. Pretty good. And then you can do what I like to call the dance of the Stormcallers, or the dance of the Crawlers, where you can have them just run back and forth. That way the Stormcallers are always shooting. Look how much longer these guys last. If he had this little thing, he'd be alive for a lot longer, but he's able to actually push in here and do so much damage. He's going to get the tower. I hope. Maybe not. No, they're going to aggro on this fortress, and the fortress will never die. There just isn't enough single point damage here to kill these fortresses. Good job on pushing through the front line, but I don't know if he'll be able to transition quickly enough to deal damage. Fortresses are a great counter to Vulcan. Is Fanatics dead? Oh, he's very close. All right, bud, you gotta pull this back. Tech spec for our player in blue. I do like that quite a bit. I think Fanatics either skips here, goes with the tech spec as well. Probably worthwhile. It's only 50. Some oil down the middle wouldn't be bad for Fanatics either, just because it would burn a lot, but his units tend to be the ones that are moving in, so he'd be moving through the burning. The melting points come down. One might be enough. He has the range. Oh, he has two with the range. It's going to be close. If these Phoenix survive, he's out. That's the problem with not countering air units immediately. You put a lot into one. Luckily, these little Fang will most likely still be within the shield when this melting point starts shooting, so it will catch out on the melting point. I love getting double Stormcaller here. I think that is definitely the right answer. Fanatics getting some more cash, choosing to use it on what I believe is this mobility upgrade. Not a bad choice here. Player in blue's got time. Still has 250 bucks on his hand. Oh, I like this. The decreased range is a bit of an issue, but all of Fanatics' units are running into him anyways, so why worry about that? Having the reduced shot time is actually extremely good for taking out giant units. Here come the March of the Rhinos. They're going to get caught out by a little bit of these Stormcaller shots. Stormcallers should be shooting just so much quicker now. Yeah, look at them just go. Crawlers on the left did a little bit, not too much. Got completely eaten at the end there, but he pulled off a lot of these Crawlers. The melting points are coming online. They're shooting at Crawlers right now, though, on the left. That's definitely not what he needs. He'll get the tower. It will be enough to save him for a moment. It won't be a lot. He definitely doesn't have enough here. There's just too much chaff, and these fortresses were positioned exceedingly well. And this last little melting point isn't going to make it. That's the surrender. GG. Good game, everybody. Let's take a look at Misa versus Luckhard. Misim. Both players choosing the improved fire. We see some commitment to a flank. Lots of overlords. We've seen this happen quite a bit. Luck is the one playing from behind here. He does have some Phoenix with range. Grabbing some more. That's his answer to the overlords. The overlords are spawning out wasps, which is a pretty decent way of dealing with it. I do like this acid just burning through those shields. It's going to take down huge amounts of damage from this Vulcan. Also, it's going to clip all of these Stormcallers and kill them. It won't really do much damage to these Rhinos. That's pretty good. March of the Overlords in the center did a great job. Wasps versus Wasps. And another Vulcan coming in here just to soak damage. Does he have enough? Yeah, these Overlords are dropping pretty quickly. All it takes is for a couple of these Phoenix to trigger on an Overlord before the Wasps are out, and he can win it. This is going to be a win here for Luck. I think the Mass Phoenix was enough to deal with those Overlords in a big way, and if he's lucky, he'll even take out this tower. He probably doesn't want his Vulcan to advance much further, though, just because it will die in that acid fairly quickly. He's got to kill units really quickly here if he wants this Vulcan's damage to come through. I think he'll make it. He does. Good Good job here by Luck. It's a lot of damage to old Misim. Ooh. Oh, man. All three of these are great. Even getting the increased range on the Vulcan isn't bad. Luck opting for the Ion, Misim opting for the Ion. I think that's good for both players. An Ion right across here would be great. An Ion right down here would be great. Man, this Vulcan had this super heavy armor. It just shows how important acid is. The Ion won't actually do that much damage. I like this range increase from the Overlords as well. Overlords do suffer from not having very much range, so that can be an issue. Grabbing some Wasps, not a bad play. I do... Mass-produced Overlords. Wow. Okay. Luck doesn't have many specialists, opting for more unit cards. I think that's probably the better play in most cases. Unit cards are very powerful, as well as just skipping. Now, remember, the thing to think about when you skip is that you're not only earning $50, you're not spending anywhere between $50 and $350 per round. So that can make a big difference for the units you have on the field. I'd like him to grab a couple more Mustang here for Luck. Misim, I think he just needs some more meat on the field. Even just a couple more units of Wasps would be good. There aren't a lot of units here that shoot up. He could swarm it with mass Wasps. Let's see if he survives the round. A lot of burning. There's the laser just crippling Overlords. Most of these Mustang will survive, but the Wasps stand a chance. And this Overlord's caught without a prayer. No. Poor Overlord. Yeah, that's the power of the Ion. Killing Phoenix is great, but an Overlord is definitely what I would target with the Ion Blast. Eventually he'll be able to clear up this Overlord as well, and this Vulcan. Even though the Vulcan has so much HP, it won't really matter too much. Getting the Phoenix with the Wasp with shields was a great idea. These Phoenix could have shields as well. He doesn't actually have the respawn on them. Interesting. That might be something worth looking at. And Luck closes it out with just a little bit in the tank. Great job, everybody. We will be back for the next round. A very short tournament, but I like that. Okay, we're back. Our player in red versus Skay. Shing's... Okay. 74-75. That's where we're going to go with. 74-75 versus Skay. I do apologize for being somewhat of an idiot, but Speed Specialist versus Giant Specialist. I do like this. I think I've played against Skay before. He's a very good player. A very, very good player. Let's see what they can do here. I do like this Mustang mixed with Marksman. It looks like Xing is putting himself up for a headbutt, though, with these Fang. Probably a good idea, just because these Fang don't actually do much in the early game. Once they get that range increase, they can start chugging back against the Mustang. But, of course, if the Mustang get a range increase, well, that's that. Oh, wow. Yeah, Xing really going for the headbutt. Skay might actually still win this, just because I don't rate these Fang very highly. And having a couple units here is going to make a difference. Xing opting for another unit of crawlers. Okay, probably a good idea. He might want to mix those crawlers in with the headbutt, instead choosing to move them behind. Okay, he's lost the left, no doubt. But can he keep the right? These Stormcallers are going to just absolutely decimate the units coming in, because unfortunately they run in as he was shooting at the Marksman. Though now they're shooting at these crawlers, it isn't enough. Crawlers just have too much HP for these Mustang to deal with early. Will it be enough, though? I don't think so. I think he'll still lose this round even with the headbutt, just because he has a better unit composition on this other side. Unfortunately, his tower dropping first might actually cause destruction here for Skay. That's really, really bad, because now they're coming offline. The tower will drop, and all of these Stormcallers will have great shots onto the Mustang. Oh my god. You hate to see it. Yeah, losing your tower first is almost always better. It sounds strange, and I've said it probably 100 times in my videos, but you want to lose your tower first. Poor Skay. But dealing with this headbutt shouldn't be too difficult. Luckily, it's not like what we saw in previous tournaments with mass combined arms. Phoenix, Stormcallers, artillery, just everything. Oh, Skay opting for the missile strike. Really good choice there. I think it was Fresh Pro in the previous tournament who just really knew how to pull off a headbutt. I do like that quite a bit. Shit, 74, 75, taking a little while here. Subsidized Mustang wouldn't be bad for him, honestly. Or a shield specialist. Grabbing a shield here, he knows that this is really difficult. And this is one of the things that I really liked previously about Fresh Pro's plays, is that he would actually play a Phoenix. And then he would put a couple of shields here, just so that way he had everything he needed to deal with it. These tanks are going to do a significant amount of damage. They'll be killed off very quickly, but he's trying to draw them away with these. Yeah, there we go. Let everybody shoot at the crawlers first. More Stormcallers. If there was one unit of Wasps on this side, he would win this hands down. Or if he just grabbed a couple of Stormcallers of his own, just to keep decimating this. Could work, but I like this. This Stormcaller will not be enough to win him this flank, though it will do quite a bit in evening it out. 74-75 still has a lot of HP. He grabbed the shield device specialist. If he puts it here, these units are safe. There is not enough here to deal with these shields. If he doesn't put the shield, he's definitely lost this flank. He chose to sit on that cache. I sit on cache all the time, so I don't blame him. Yeah, that missile going down is not what you want to see. Man, that was a devastating Stormcaller barrage. He's really gotten he's really good at putting down Stormcallers just to catch marksmen and crawlers at the same time. Can you tell it's early in the morning? Just because I am going a bit crazy here. Skay, really good job there. I think Shing should have sniffed out that there was going to be that missile. This is the only thing that he's really got to be worried about. Ooh. All of these are great cards. Absolutely wonderful. I do actually like to put the haste module on my Stormcallers. It's not a terrible play, just because that 40% increased damage means that they deal with... a Vulcan. It just means that they deal with giant units really well. Both players opting for a Vulcan. Oh, wow. I like this. Skay still has the advantage of range in the form of a couple of marksmen, but the Stormcallers do outrange the marksmen and trade really well against the marksmen. And you know what? They do a lot of damage versus giant units. Of course, ground giant units. An Overlord here may have been better, in my opinion. If he just positioned one Overlord right here, or even in the back, there would be nothing that 74, 75 could do with it. An Overlord on either side would have been a really good play, but that's okay. A couple of Phoenix would also not go bad. Alright, here comes the tanks. Of course, now we're going to see that these missiles are unmolested. This attack damage increase may deal enough, but man, those Stormcallers, did you see how quickly it just killed it? Snipers are now on the Vulcan. It may be enough. Left side is kind of going the same way. He was able to take out all the Fang. He might not get the Stormcallers there on the left. He still has some tanks left over, though. And those tanks can eat Stormcaller shots for a little while. More importantly, though, they're a screen for the snipers. If the snipers are able to get in there, they will win this. He'll win it on the right. He just needs to have enough sniper support to deal with these other 4 Stormcallers, and I think losing that tower might spell his doom here, definitely. But he won't lose by a large margin. Both players now know about the Vulcans, and that might make a big difference here. Wow, drunk Stormcallers, unable to even shoot a sniper. Finally. Senior attack's great. Heavy armor's pretty good. The barrier's quite fun. I think that that's a great play here by 74-75, just because he doesn't have to deal with Stormcallers. These Stormcallers are really making the difference here for Skay. Stormcallers are countered pretty quickly by Mustangs that shoot down missiles, or by any flying unit, or actually by crawlers. There's this Overlord I was, piping about. I think that's a great play. Choosing to get to shoot 2 bullets at the same time, this actually turns the snipers kind of into Stormcallers of their own. They're just able to get rid of barriers much quicker. And I do like some extra Fang. What can happen is these Fang can catch you out. All of a sudden, there's 6 units of Fang on the field, and then one turn, you just pop 2 or 3 upgrades into them all at once, and the Fang just become so deadly. It can really surprise players. Of course, it's better when the Fang get at least 1 upgrade early, just so that they start to earn a little bit of XP. I love these crawlers on the flank. They're not going to do too much this turn, but it does turn the Vulcan. Turning that Vulcan is huge. He's turning 3 of the Stormcallers as well. Just the distraction is great. And he's going to lose this left-hand flank again. He didn't position anything else there to help it. So Overlord will go down really quickly. Now he's got to worry about these Fang. He's on the Vulcan. He'll kill the Vulcan before his Vulcan drops. Will the Vulcan kill off these crawlers in time? It gets a lot of them. It gets all of them. Unfortunately now, though, the marksmen have longer reload time, which is not what they want to be dealing with when fighting Stormcallers. He's going to lose this by a significant margin. It's not the worst here, though, for Skay. Skay can still bring this back. He's going to need quite a bit to do so, but he knows the investment right now is really in Stormcallers. That's all he really needs to overcome, and he can do that with just a ton of... Oh my god, Skay grabbing the hackers. Yes, baby! Yes! Oh, I love it. Go hacker or go home. Now, of course, those shields will drop really quickly, and this Overlord on the flank is going to deal with them exceedingly well. He does have the missile again. He could pop it right here and kill a bunch of units. Skay has a pretty good hand here. Oh, and some steel balls coming out for 74-75. And another Overlord. Wow. He's spending his dosh. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice by any means. Skay spent it all on these hackers. Hackers down the middle without upgrades. I mean, they have the barrier. He's going for the center. He'll actually grab steel balls with this. That's awesome. Grabbing a steel ball is actually quite the pickup for him, just because it can take a lot of damage, but more importantly, it will draw away enemy fire. Ooh, and this missile's coming in right at the wrong time. He's going to be converting Fang, which, while not the most important thing in the world, man, I love that. It just delays the enemy quite a bit. And honestly, that delay can be the thing that wins this for him. If he gets a unit of Stormcallers with this, yeah, he does get one, which just slows everything down. These hackers are doing a great job at just delaying everything. Man, I love hackers. Hackers are the way to play. Look at him go. What a win here for Skay. He knew that that hacker was a great choice. And honestly, I don't know if he just had like the eye of the tiger or what, but he sniffed out a missile. That was phenomenal. The enemy has mass overlord. What do? We buy hackers. Wasp Swarm. Not bad choices. The anti-air is pretty weak on both sides. Shing putting it in the back. Skay putting it in the back. Okay. This will deal more damage, just because I think this little marksman here might be able to deal with that. Unfortunately, it will turn these marksmen to shoot the wasps. Not ideal. These wasps are basically going to come in unmolested, though. Skay spends his money quick. He's got a lot of cash. I'd like to see the attack upgrade. Instead opting to upgrade his Mustang, I think that's probably worthwhile just because there is currently a lot of overlords on the field. There's the missile. He just knows he needs to get rid of these crawlers. These are great distraction crawlers. I think that's a great play here. More steel balls coming out. Ooh, he's just going to try and overwhelm it. Luckily, there's a unit of crawlers here. And now an overlord. Jeez. Opting to get the cash. These steel balls are going to turn into crawlers. That's a great choice for him. Wow, and some more crawlers. Okay. Not bad. This deployment specialist is really coming in handy for him. Just he'll eventually be able to overwhelm it. And now he's converting crawlers. Completely worthless. It does delay the crawlers a lot, though. And having his own crawlers pop out is pretty good. Those steel balls changing sides. One of the hackers is already down. This right flank is really going away quickly. They'll be able to convert steel or stormcallers. The wasps in the background did a lot more damage, as we predicted. Losing that tower was just devastating here. 474, 75. Man, the hackers are loud, proud, and in charge. Great damage here. He's in the danger zone. He cannot lose another round. If he loses another round, he's almost certainly going to die. And this mass overlord. Overlords are good, but they really do fill a role that's easily countered. Both players might opt for the nuke here. The Vulcan's descent in the background would actually work very well here for Shining. If he was just to pop that right here, of course he's not able to. He'd have to put it somewhere like this. Yeah, he goes. Skay grabs it. Shining could grab it as well. It wouldn't do nearly as much. Neither player opting for the nuke, though. Skay is somewhat protected from the nuke, and this is why having units that spawn in with barriers, hackers just having barriers is pretty okay. You know, just because it can protect you against a nuke. And he's worried about it, so he ends up grabbing a couple of shields. Skay has time on his hands, and when you have time, you can make plays like this. That shield will almost certainly survive anyways, and that does just provide him a little bit of safety. Splash damage upgrade. That is going to make them significantly worse against these heavy health units, but it will mean that he's a little bit more protected once against chaff. Okay. I'd like to see some more upgrades on his units for Shining, but unfortunately he's been losing the last couple of rounds, so he's got to try and keep swapping. Whereas more and more units of Skays are becoming level 2, level 3. Shining realized he needs to spend the cash. I do like that. Hey, it will be for a round. It's worth it, though. And finally getting the attack upgrade. Missile came out. Here's the Vulcan. The Vulcan's going to have to chew through a shield. That will take way too long. He's in a good spot. He did draw away some crawlers. Basically free crawler kills, but it's not going to be enough. This march on the right, my god, just so powerful. Will he have enough anti-air, though, to deal with it? The crawlers actually came through. It's going to be a tale of two cities here. Unfortunately here for Shining, he takes the tower first. And now his units are all coming in for the re-engagement right when his tower is about to pop. He gets a free sniper for it, but that's not what you want. Eventually this Vulcan will die to Stormcallers. That's if they actually hit him. That is disappointing. Still having a Vulcan up, though, really will make a difference as he's just able to clear away all the chaff in no time flat. And that's going to be that. Ooh, he might... No, it's not... He might. He might get this. He's going to have to deal with a very low health Vulcan in a second. This Vulcan will be able to burn through these snipers so quickly. Oh, and just not enough. That's not going to be enough to put Shining in the dirt, though. Unfortunately, he did lose that shield. That's not what you want to see. But hey, not bad plays. He almost had it. Skay now knows about this super heavy left-hand flank. The tank production is pretty good. Amp core is, in my opinion, just better. Skay opting for the charged ammo. Yeah? What's he going to put that on? He put it on something already. I'm not sure what, though. I'll take a look-see in a moment. Shining's still thinking about it. The acid wouldn't be would not be bad. He could pop acid right across the front. Upgrading these overlords is pretty important too. As the snipers continue to grow stronger, he's gonna need something he's gonna need more health. Right now, this sniper basically one-shots the units with that double tap feature. Instead opting for more steel balls. Where did he put the charged ammo? Oh, there it is, on these Mustang here in the back. Okay, not bad. He'll just be able to stop all the tech features here on these overlords. So, hey, not a bad choice. Oh, and I love this. He's just putting some crawlers here to divert this entire force for a second. Even just having it turn for one moment will make a big difference. Another overlord. It could work. There still is not a huge amount of anti-air. And I like the backup of these steel balls. Steel balls popping crawlers is annoying to deal with because you have a high health, low entity unit that then dies and becomes a low health, high entity unit. That's really powerful. It's probably one of the best upgrades in the game. This overlord's in a good spot. He's gonna chink through it, but unfortunately, some of the steel balls go into the way of Skye. That diversion really did help. It allows him to get his units online and inside. The left side's looking a little stronger here. It's not falling quite as quickly. I don't think it will be enough. These Mustang just aren't doing the damage, though. And these little itty-bitty Fang. Oh, he held it just long enough, though. Shining's in a bad spot. He's going to lose both of his towers early. There's not enough Fang here to defend the overlords. Oh, no. Especially, did you see how quickly those Mustang just chunked through it? Not great at killing the overlords, but man, are they good at taking out Fang. That's going to be GG. Great play here from both players. The Mass Overlord could have eventually worked if he got enough steel balls and if he had some upgrades on his crawlers. That may have made a bit of a difference, but I think those Mustang just shooting around town really did help him quite a bit there. Alrighty, team. It looks like there's one more round in progress. We might as well hop in. Kick is a great player. Oh my god. It's just madness. Immediate madness. I kind of like popping into this. The dance of the crawlers. Go, little crawlers, go. Look how many shots they've peeled off. That's great. That really is great. I honestly cannot tell you who's going to win this at this point. I'm leaning towards our top player. Kick is honestly a phenomenal player. He beat me in the last North American Championship. Wow, and he won it again. Good for Kick. This is... Ooh, this might go his way. As soon as these overlords die, though, he's in a rough spot, and or these melting points die, and they died before actually grabbing that last Vulcan. Vulcan just has so much HP. He's got a couple of shields, though, and that could make a difference. I think it will be the difference here. Oh, that tower dropping's really unfortunate. Unfortunately, these level 3, or these Stormcallers aren't dropping to the other Stormcaller shots. He has a couple of upgraded Stormcallers in the background, but they're all just going to run into the fire. Oh no, will they have enough HP to make it through? The answer is yes, but now they're slow. The fire goes out. He's got a chance. He's coming into this at a really bad angle, though. And his Stormcallers don't have range. That's going to be that. Kick's in a bad spot. No, Kick actually winning it. I'm sorry. It's a new game, all right? Let's see. Wow, Jesus, everything goes off again. Lots of units coming out this turn. I'm surprised. Normally at this point in the game, it comes down to more shielding and more tech upgrades, but both players opting to purchase a ton of units. Interesting. I like the range increase. Oof. Oh, but you know what? March of the Crawlers, it still works. He's got him in a good spot. All the Stormcallers are diverted. Lots of burning going down. That's just going to clear away all of these Crawlers. Man, some of this fire, though, landing a little bit too close to home and cooking off some of his own units. I wouldn't mind seeing the Vulcans with this incendiary bomb. That would have been quite good for Kick. These melting points are getting absolutely melted by the mass snipers, though. He was able to take the Vulcans out significantly quicker, though. And now he has a melting point that just is popping out a lot more ammo. And hey, here come a couple of tanks. They'll die very quickly, but hey, they absorb a couple of shots. That's probably worthwhile. I do like that. Just having something spawning units is quite good. Grab burning for his own. It's gonna be close, but it's gonna go the way of Kick. Man, and I will say, if you guys haven't seen it, check out my video where I play against him for the North American tournament. It's game 1, and he just kicks the shit out of me. Like, I think I last for maybe 6 rounds, and he just beats me up. After that, I go on a bit of a winning streak, but of course, that's me out of the tournament, so something to be aware of. Lots. Okay, good. We're seeing more upgrades here. I like this. Fire popping down. Mass shielding. Definitely worthwhile. He needs to keep these Stormcallers in business as long as possible. Our player in red taking his time. He's got a lot of units to upgrade. This could be the last round for either player. Once you're lower than 1500 HP, around round 8, you could just lose it all. Mass shielding for both players. I do like this. Our player in red has so many things to use. Honestly, he could combine this oil and fire just to turn it into one real long way. But he doesn't really need to because he has these Vulcan on the field. Where's he going to pop the Overlord? He has it. He plays... Kick plays Wasps in his own backfield. I like that. Overlord dropping in his own backfield. I like that as well. Man, there's so much fire on the field. Gee Louie. Mass shielding. I like this quite a bit. Unfortunately, he's played it a little close. Kick grabbing the cash to upgrade some Wasps to level 2. They're definitely going to die. Well, but hey, at least something to get shot, and they have shields, so it'll take them a little bit longer to die. There's the oil. Oh, he just needs to kiss it. Can he kiss the fire in time? Luckily, all the units inside of the fire are slow. Yeah, it's all burning. Jeez, everything is on fire. It is just mass fire. Fire, fire, fire. That's insanity. I think... Man, those Wasps actually made it all the way down to the field and absorbed so much sniper fire. That's great. Both players' Wasps surviving for a long point in time. They're distracting so many units, and actually, they'll get a Stormcaller on this flank. Distracting the melting points for a long time. And this Overlord is gonna be the real winner here. He doesn't have anything else that shoots up. That's that. See a couple of crawlers coming in. They will die, especially in the fire, but there's nothing here that shoots up anymore. It's a done deal. He'll deal at least 400 damage back to Kick. Kick's got to be thinking now, what can I do to stop this? It's going to be rough. I mean, he doesn't really have many other options. I think just Mass Overlord might be the thing to go with, but he just needs to support his melting points a little bit more to keep it going. Really good games, though. Really, really good games. Blammo. Not much left. Really, really not much left. Barrier here for Kick. You could add that to either of these Vulcan. Vulcan could use an upgrade as well. We see smoke here for our player in red. Lots of Wasps coming out. I like this, and I was just saying how Mass Overlord might be the thing to do. He just needs a couple more units on the field. And you know what? Give these Overlords the photon emission. Pop it right here. That way all of the units benefit from it. That extra 50% health might make a difference. Lots of shields here coming out for our player in red. Oh man, man, Kick and I are thinking on the same line. He's just a better player than me in most cases. I like this. All of these units are going to benefit massively from having reduced damage. Smoke popping down in a really good spot. It may... yeah, it will definitely get this melting point. That's unfortunate. Do these tanks come out? No, they're just level 1 tanks. That's a shame. Dance of the Crawlers once again. Just drawing away Stormcaller shots. There's so much fire on the ground right now, though. Any units without shields are gonna melt so quickly. Our player in red's got $100 left. Does he spend it on shields? Does he get another unit of Fang? Opting for, I think, another unit of Fang there. Yep, and he's moving them around somewhere. I'd love to see a unit of Fang. Oh, I was just about to say, I'd love to see a unit of Fang on the flanks. Just to distract. Look how many units he's just distracted. That's so important. They all die, but now these units are not shooting at the shields. More importantly, they're not popping fire. Fire comes in. Does he have enough anti-air? Not really. These overlords will do a little bit to help kill off these phoenix, or these wasps. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of wasp support. He's gonna make it happen. Both the overlords dropping, not really making that big of a difference here. And Kick is in a really tough spot. I don't think he's gonna pull this off. He doesn't have enough damage. There were enough wasps to distract and deal damage. Here come the crawlers. Blah! So many crawlers made it through there. Somebody's got parasitic ammo or something. That's what's spawning these wasps. These crawlers. Yeah, really good play. Great comeback here by our player in red. Sorry, Kick. GG. Final, Skay versus our player in red. Heavy armor, going with the supply. I'd like to actually see this Rhino Specialist. He's probably thinking about it. Marksman could be quite good here as well. Cost control is obviously one of the best choices in the game currently, but opting with the Marksman. Yeah, I thought that would be the choice here, just because he's got good single point damage, he's got hordes, and he's got things that shoot up. I do like that. Skay grabbing a couple of crawlers. He just needs some damage saturation. Really good choice here. Where does he position them will make a bit of a difference. Mustang coming out. Oh, wow, and choosing to put the marksman over on the left-hand flank. Not a bad choice. He grabs one more unit of marksman. 2 more units of marksman. Okay, he doesn't have a lot of things that deal with hordes, but these Mustang will deal with it moderately well. This marksman in the center is a little unsupported. Oh, so he pushes them to the side. I think that's probably for the best. Marksmen at level 1 work really well in tandem with each other. I may even have put my 2 level 1 marksmen together and my 1 level 3 on the other side, just because the level 3 will one-shot everything that's on the field currently. He doesn't need a backup sniper, and if the snipers choose to shoot at the same unit, well, that shot's wasted. I don't think this will go in the way of our blue player here, just because I think the arc lights will really make a difference in cleaning everything up. Yeah, the marksmen are shooting a little too early at the wrong units. And by the time they're shooting at the right thing, I think it will be too late if they ever get to shoot at the right thing. Mustang are making a little bit of a difference here, though. It might work. That level 3 marksman just one-shotting units is really important. He might be able to get this. A little bit of a trade, but having this... Oh, there's a couple of crawlers still on the field. Yeah, I think Skay's got this. Those crawlers are really going to make a difference in just absorbing damage. It depends on how they come in, though. If these marksmen get online quick enough, it only takes 1 shot from that level 3 to kill the tower. Yeah, it goes down. Now he's just got to take pot shots. Really back and forth here. This arc light's just going to get a consolation prize. All right, he's going to win by 2 snipers. Not bad. Not bad by any means. Skay taking a little bit of damage, but not anything to really write home about. Subsidized Stormcallers here for our player in blue. I think that's a great choice. And I hear them come down. Laser sights for Skay, popping the laser sights on an arc light with an upgrade is great. It just means it will kill all of those crawlers and Mustangs so much quicker and so much, well, just at a greater range, of course. I think these Stormcrawlers are a great choice by our player in blue, though. A lot of the units that he has to worry about are slow, and they're in the front. So if he's able to kill an arc light early, in fact, just the way that these crawlers are coming through, they're going to charge down right on top of the arc light, most likely when the Stormcrawlers release. So when those Stormcaller shots land, they'll kill both crawlers and that arc light. Mustang, I think a good choice. It's good just to have something that shoots up. Positioning it near your flank is great just because Mustangs are good at clearing off flanking units. Yeah. It's early. He's still got $100. What does Skay do with it? I could see another unit of crawlers coming into play. I mean, those crawlers, if he has a few more hordes, he'd do quite well. Grabbing the crawlers, putting him in the back, definitely good idea. He owns the midfield currently, so honestly, if he could push that advantage in the midfield, I may have put my crawlers a little further forward, but, you know, that's a gamble. What if there's suddenly a Vulcan in the center or something? Then you just wasted all those points. So having them in the back is not bad. Honestly, having crawlers flow in near the end of a battle can make a big difference because that's normally when all the chaff is gone. And also normally when the chaff killers are gone. So just having those extra crawlers there can make a difference. Here they come. Most of the chaff is gone, but having this extra unit of crawlers is going to turn around these snipers. Unfortunately, those Stormcrawlers really made a big difference. Look how quickly they take out arc lights. And that's that. Stormcrawlers, huge. And a ground war, Stormcrawlers are kind of the kings. Come on, Skay, I believe in you. Tech spec for our player in blue. Skay might choose the deployment specialist. No, going with speed. I think that's also very good because the speed specialist does quite well against Stormcrawlers. I do like this Vulcan coming out here for our player in blue. That could make a big difference. Skay has to make some serious choices. Steel balls? Maybe he hasn't spent a lot of money here. It's round 3, so we should have 600 buckaroonies. Opting instead to gain the range and going with another crawler. Oh, ooh. It's gonna be rough. This is why I like having these Mustang. I think that's really important because those things are able to do quite a bit of damage. I think that Skay might go the crazy Arclight play, where Arclight Crawler, kind of like Hacker Fang, Arclight Crawler is kind of like the little brother build. Here comes the engagement, the sniper coming in on the left-hand flank. Man, that speed really making a big difference, though. Look how quickly his units are able to close. Now, unfortunately, they're going to be caught up shooting the wrong thing. Oh, these steel balls are engaging all on the wrong targets. Barely getting any damage, and that Vulcan really pulls its weight. He's able to move forward much more, though, on the left. Much, much more, to the point at which he's actually attacking Stormcrawlers. Stormcrawlers are an excellent answer to Arclights, though. He'll kill it, but that's that. This sniper will eventually take out the Arclight. Very close, though. Yeah, he even gets the tower. He'll probably get a consolation sniper out of it. Oh, it's gonna be close. Yeah, he gets it. Go, little Arclight, go. Believe in yourself like I believe in you. Man, good for him. Holy shit, that little Arclight got so many kills. Oh, good for him, man. Just negating a little bit of damage. Hey, you never know. That might be the damage that counts. Orbital bombardment could be great. The elite crawlers are kind of not a vibe anymore. Skay might go for it, but there's Vulcan on the field. No, instead going with the deployment spec. Another Vulcan coming out here on the left. Skay doesn't have really any heavy armor besides these steel balls. There's the orbital bombard. It's going to deal a ton of damage. Popping the best partner here for the Vulcan. I like that. Ooh, and a good distraction crawler here from Skay. I think that's great. Oh my god, and he's got a hacker. Now this is not an assault hacker or an upgraded hacker or whatever you want to call it. Opting to eat some units. What is he going to eat? He's eating his steel balls. Okay. He's kind of going a little flimsy here. I'd like to see where he puts that hacker. He puts it near the front. He still has 400 bucks. He could get an upgraded hacker if he really wanted to. I don't know if that's the vibe, but it is a vibe. Instead opting for another arc light. Okay, he still has 3 hundo. What is he going to spend it on? He could get some tech. Yeah, he's getting the barrier. Okay. Hey, it's not bad. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen in the world. Here it comes, the orbital bombardment. Luckily, he does have this pseudo shield. That's going to protect him quite a bit. Unfortunately, all of these units are just going to die to this Vulcan. There's nothing that stands against it. He doesn't have really any single point damage anymore. The hacker's good, but it just doesn't deal enough damage in order to absorb a Vulcan. He's turning a lot of units, and that keeps changing what the Vulcan's shooting at. Now he's on the Vulcan, but the hacker is dead. So, okay. Okay play. I can see it eventually come together, but he's in a real race against time now, as he's just going to take a ton of damage. Ooh-wee. This may be the last play here for Skay. He can't really... Range Specialist versus the Assault Corps. He can't really transition to the air because there are snipers and Mustangs already on the field. And they're going to be upgraded. Oh, and I love this. He has a unit of crawlers of his own, and he gave them the upgrade just so that he can eat enemy crawlers. More hackers coming down. Level 2 hackers. You know, that's something. It's a little bit more shieldage. And honestly, that shielding can do really well at protecting the crawlers. It won't protect them all the way in, but it will at least get them a little closer. Another arc light. Our player in blue set up really well. He doesn't really have any upgrades on these Stormcallers, but I don't think he's too worried about that. Skay ate another unit of his steel balls. He's got a bit of cash left. I'd like to see the attack and defense upgrade, or he can't afford the range on these Mustang. He's grabbing cash. He's deploying another unit. I think this is the right play. It might want to be a sniper or something. No, it's another hacker. Okay. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of crawlers on the field here. Crawlers are a great answer to hacker. Look at all the crawlers spawn. Lep. They're going to go in, but the arc lights should be able to take care of all of these crawlers without really much of a problem. Mustang dealing the damage. Alright, now it's all up to killing shields. The shields are dropping pretty quickly. And he's going to grab this Vulcan. Vulcan befriend. Question's going to be, is it going to be enough? He grabbed a sniper. Oh my god. Tower will drop right on time. He still has 2 hackers. He needs to grab that last Vulcan. He's run out of ranged units. Will he move in time? I don't think so. I really don't think so. If he grabs this other Vulcan, he might be in a good spot, but he'll lose the tower right on time. And that's a level 3 sniper. It's just going to kill everything. Good plays here by Skay. Interesting plays, but it just wasn't enough to close it out. There's definitely going to be enough damage to kill it. It's not very often you see hackers stealing Vulcan, but hackers don't always swing the game. They're very much a, ooh, losing by just a Vulcan. Hackers are very much a 50-50. Do I win or do I die? We still have our other semifinalists on the game. Oh my god. Unshielded Fortress. You don't see that very often. And kind of unsupported Unshielded Fortress. Interesting. I wonder if those are new additions that he's hoping to make work. Man, that fire killed so many units. Gosh. Stormcaller's really making a difference here. This is looking like a wipe. What is going on here? Well, I guess the Wasps are kind of trading out with each other. It's not going to be great. Tower falls first for our player on the left. Ooh. Yeah, I think our blue players got this in a big way. All of those Wasps are just going to be too much to deal with. Good shooting, though. Down goes the sniper. He will still have a steel ball that is just going to absorb some damage here. Doesn't really matter too much, but it's there. Stormcallers may eventually... Oh, they're friendly Stormcallers trying to kill those crawlers. He'll get them eventually. Hopefully he doesn't lose his shield. I don't think he will. Our player in blue will keep his shield. That's $100 well spent. Wow, that looked very one-sided, but it turned out being much closer than I would have thought. Oh my god, round 6, $1,200. Here's the shielding. Okay. I do like the brothers just standing together. They're here to love each other. Range increase. Alright, these fortresses really love a range increase. They do so much damage, but unfortunately without the range increase, they're just really not that destructive. The shield coming down in the center is huge, just because he lost so many units early to that fire. That's so much fire. All of these units are just going to die in the center again. I don't think there'll be enough there. That's a huge portion of his army, just running to its death. Look at them all just die. Oh my god, he scooted around the fire. That's... it didn't work out. That's all of his units dead. I'd love it if these fortresses had the anti-air barrage. They would deal with these wasps quite well. Not a lot of Mustang make it out. Not a lot of Mustang whatsoever. These little wasps were able to push forward. If he kills this tower really quickly, it might be enough to actually keep him in this game. He gets it. Is it enough? It's probably not enough. There's too many snipers, there's too many stormcallers left. I think the anti-air barrage on these fortresses would be really well worth it. They would kill off a ton of these little wasps. Alright, it's going to be a pretty devastating loss, though. It's going to put our red player definitely into the danger zone. Well, these wasps in the background are actually clearing away a lot of the damage. It's the nice thing about having just a few wasps. They can suddenly clear up 200-300 damage away from you. Will he get it? We see some upgrades already coming out. Speed Specialist for our blue player. Really good choice. Missile Device for the other. Yeah, he does. He needed it. 16 anti-air barrage missiles dealing 900 damage each. Yes, and I love this. Just put some fortress right in the center to protect those units. So many of his units died for nothing. And then possibly even giving these guys the aerial specialization. Right now, dealing with those wasps would be really important. Or heck, have them shoot down missiles. A lot of the enemy damage is tied up in missiles right now. Range increase again. If he just had 1 or 2 Mustang here shooting down missiles, each Mustang shot that shoots down a missile negates 1846 damage. That's a lot of extra time for your shields to survive. I'm not a huge proponent of the anti-missile shots, but given that there's 4 units of Stormcallers here, 5 units of Stormcallers, just having a couple of Mustangs shooting those down can make a little bit of a difference. I do like this march of the crawlers in the center. This anti-air might be enough. If it is enough, it will be a big swing, because that means most likely these fortresses live a lot longer. Snipers could also deal with some range. Alright, let's see how it goes. He's put a lot of money into level 1 fortresses. The fire all goes out. Unfortunately, if his Stormcallers... Okay, good. I was going to say, if his own Stormcallers shoot into it, it's going to be a problem. This is why I'm not a huge fan of the anti-air, though. Just because they can miss. The anti-air barrage missile's missing a lot. Now that they're standing, he gets a ton of those wasps. And luckily, because his Mustang were able to survive, they're able to kill more wasps. Barrage is coming offline. He gets a couple of shots. It's not great. The anti-air barrage is not great, but it did some damage. He'll be able to get another one. It won't do a ton of damage, but it does plink the shields. I don't think he'll have enough time for a third. He'll have enough time for a third, and that might make the difference. Clearing 3 units of wasps. Friendly wasps are turning. Once these fortresses get an upgrade, he'll deal a lot more damage. There we go, just clearing away all of those shields. Really important, and because those Mustang were able to survive because of the shielding, they were able to do quite a bit more damage as well. Blammo, able to make quite the comeback here. But how do you deal with Mass Fortress? You probably just get some arc lights that, or sorry, melting points. Our player in blue grabbing the intensive training. Man, he could shut... Oh my god, 3 more fortresses. Jeez, man. Be humble, be kind. That's a lot of fortresses. He needs them to help deal with these wasps, but I like the lifelink. If the steel balls actually get onto a fortress, they're going to deal so much damage. But just have your Mustang shoot down missiles. Level 1 Mustang can cripple a level 10 Stormcaller just because they'll always shoot down all of their missiles. It's almost always a 1-for-1 trade. It is chance-based on whether or not the Mustangs shoot down the missiles, but that would be a lot of support here for these Mustang. It just really deal a lot of support. Either that or give them the aerial specialization, just so that way they can start clipping some of these wasps early. Instead, opting to upgrade his wasps. Our blue player still got 200 bucks. I'd like to see some more shielding. Instead, grabbing some Fang. Interesting choice. These are unupgraded Fang. He might just use them as a buffer. And I could see them as Distraction Fang. You know, a unit of Distraction Fang is quite fun. Giving his Stormcaller's range is probably huge. Just because they're going to be firing almost immediately. He's taking out the Fang here on the right. Definitely worthwhile. Oh my god, that oil. That oil might just change it. That was really important, and you can buy the oil whenever you want. It is just an unlock. Whoopsies. Right in here, you can just buy the oil. Oh my god, all of those units died so quickly. There aren't enough. Oh no. The wasps are coming in. That 900 damage on the missile barrage is not much. That's going to be a lot of damage. That oil down the center, man. He should shield up that center in a big way, but it wasn't. All of his units just charging into the depths and dying. Good play here by our blue player. If you haven't checked him out on Twitch, go take a look. Heavy armor spec here with Fang and sledgehammers. I like that quite a bit. Man, these Fang and sledgehammers are going to be very tanky. Tanks that tank, man. That really can make a difference. Opting for a couple of snipers, very standard. Our player in red most likely going to pick up 2 snipers of his own. Not bad. I will say those arc lights again might make the difference. The problem is that you can't spec too heavily into arc lights. Snipers are spread out pretty well for both players. I like these Fang being in the front just in case they're snipers. The Fang normally want to be in front of the whoopsies. The Fangs normally want to be in front of the sledgehammers just so that they draw sniper fire and other things quickly. Most cases you don't want the sledgehammers to go out in front. I've put my sledgehammers out in front when there was just things like mass crawler, especially if those crawlers are very heavily teched. But these arc lights are not in the best position. They're going to be coming in on these tanks. Ooh, it's going to be close. I think the tanks having the extra HP might make the difference here. Neither sniper going after the arc light, though. That is unfortunate. But once he kills the tanks, he's going to be in a really good spot. These little Fang coming in on the arc light, you'd be surprised how quickly they can melt it. There's a lot of Fang per unit, and they actually kill it off. Wow. Those Fang are going to deal a little bit of damage. 2 whole units of Fang surviving the early game. You normally don't see that. I it might sound silly. Our player in red opting for the wasps. Interesting. Hey, he's going to grab some cheap wasps. Not a bad idea. Player in blue skipping. Red ate what? Hard to tell. Wait, instead he goes with double wasps. This might sound crazy, but I'd like to see these Fang get the range increase. Honestly, that puts them as the highest ranged unit on the field currently, and they deal with those wasps really well, but more importantly, he'd have the same thing where he killed all that he killed these arc lights, but he'd just do it quicker. Instead of opting for more tanks, man, is he going to be in a bad way. So he realizes that these wasps are on the field. Getting a couple of Mustang to follow up isn't a bad idea. Oh, and I like positioning his tanks here. It does protect him against a whole lot, and he unlocked some crawlers. Not a bad choice. So unless all of these Fang survive, which they might, you know, there might be some Fang there to support him. This center is definitely going to crumble a little bit too quickly, though. The snipers are on the wasps. It may help a little bit. This arc light will come in on tanks. No, instead opting to go for those Fang. He needs those Fang to live. They do. They're getting into range now. They'll melt wasps really quickly. Oh, there's a lot of wasps on the field, though, and still a lot of tanks. He'll lose his tower at the wrong time as well. But I do like getting these tanks. Tanks will be upgraded HP now. It just makes them significantly better. He'll kill these snipers. That's 100 points off the field. Will he get there in time, though? That's the question. I don't think he will. Oh, those shots coming in are devastating. That missile really made a big difference, killing that unit of tanks. Yeah, and he does get the sniper. Good, okay. Our blue player has a chance. Given that these wasps are significantly weaker. Yes, they're cheap, but they are weaker. Red player going with the Vulcan. Eating his wasps. I like that. Really good play. What do we see here? Do we see some Mustang? That would be the obvious answer, but our player in red sniffed it out, swapped over to a Vulcan real quick. The Vulcan's going to have a lot of trouble dealing with these tanks, but he's got sniper support. Right now, there isn't a lot of single point damage on the field. Instead, opting for more snipers, I think our blue player sniffed it out, saying, hey, those wasps probably aren't going to be the thing that wins him this. I would love to see the Fang get a range upgrade. All of a sudden, these Fang can become really dangerous. Does he think that he might have to deal with a Vulcan? It would be quite the play to understand that and go with it. Instead, getting the shields. He does have the shield specialist. That will actually protect him quite a bit from the Vulcan. Like a lot. Shield spec, phenomenal. And the movement speed, okay. So we're going to see the trying to repeat last turn, but those shields obviously protecting him. This Vulcan's going to be taking a long time to kill these tanks, but unfortunately, the anti-snipers are going to go a long way. Ooh, these little duders, though, they're going to clear away these wasps really quickly. It's all the wasps down. I don't know if he'll ever have enough to kill this Vulcan, though. Oh, he needs that tower to drop. Unfortunately, he loses the sniper. But this shield's going to do a lot to protect him. And in he comes. It's going to be everybody against a shield. He might just clear it. This shield, MVP. Really great. Man, that's unfortunate. Look at how little damage this Vulcan does to the shield. Just slowly plinking away. The Vulcans have a lot of splash damage. Splash range of 10 meters. Doesn't really matter against a shield. That's quite a bit of damage. Ooh, evened it up in a big way. Now he knows that there's a Vulcan on the field. The Vulcan might just get eaten, but I highly doubt it. Both players opting for the tech spec. Man, make these little Fang aggressive. Or upgrade your snipers. Both would be good. Grabbing Stormcallers, yes, baby. Everything on the enemy side is slow. Opting to grab a unit of wasps and eat a unit of wasps. That way he can earn some cash. Stormcallers are out. Yeah, they'll decimate this. Ooh, and getting a free sniper. Not bad. Every turn it will cost a bit of money at first, but honestly I do like this. And grabbing some Fang of his own. Yes, also a very good choice. These Fang will just sit there and they'll get eaten. That's exactly what he needs. Man, give these Fang a range increase. You'd be surprised at how well they do. But that's okay. It's 300 bucks. 300 bucks is a lot of money at this point in the game. But they're really his main source of anti-air right now. Of course, if he's able to clean all this up on the field early... Ooh, those tanks. Tanks are able to tank. They're level 2 now. With 17% more HP. He'll clear away this Fang in time. Question is, will this Vulcan turn? It might just turn. If it gets the Fang, then he literally doesn't have anything else that shoots up. That's it. He has a sniper. I don't think the sniper will be enough by any means. Oh my god, it's absorbing shots right now. You kind of wish that that sniper would die after dropping this Vulcan. Oh, good. Good, good, good. He doesn't want those shields to go down. The shield still might go down. That'd be a big expense. Oh, that's not the best. He wants to save this $100. Vulcan has very little HP, but it will be level 2 next turn. Stormcallers really made the difference here on the left-hand side. They'll get the sniper when that's the main damage on the shield. Ooh, it's going to drop. That's unfortunate, but he will be able to clean this up. Eventually. He needs those Stormcallers to stay behind and shield the sniper. The Stormcallers are leaving him high and dry. Ooh, the sniper is still enough to just one-shot a Wasp, though. Good job. Blue is slowly pulling ahead. Very slowly. Ooh, Giant Hunter. I like this versus Top Supply. That Top Supply is going to hurt at least initially, but as long as he gets these 2 Giants, he's basically going to be winning it. Wow, and I like this heal. This heal is going to do an extremely good job at negating Vulcan damage. The double tap on these snipers. I like that. He'll be able to chew through things a lot quicker. And he's just constantly eating Wasps to gain cash. Yeah, 2 more Stormcallers. I was going to say, I'd like to see some Stormcallers on this flank. Both players opting for more Stormcallers. Then, honestly, put like 3 units of Crawlers in the back line and let them whirl. Just because most likely all the chaff will be dead by that point, and those Crawlers can come in and distract snipers. Arclight, Arclight. Not bad. Here come the Stormcallers. Missile is going to kill tanks. It's going to kill tanks. I don't know if that 30%... Yeah, the 30% is enough, and they'll start healing from it. There it goes. Some healing. This guy took a long time to die, given how many units were shooting at him. Unfortunately, these Wasps are level 2. They're going to be chewing through this very quickly. The Vulcan needs to die before these Fang drop. Fang survive. Go, little Fang, go. Absorb sniper shots. He needs to deal with these Wasps. These Wasps are just absorbing so much damage. They're taking sniper shots. They're taking... they're dealing a lot of damage to the tanks. He really needs to deal with that. It's going to be a pretty sizable win here for our player in red. Oh my god. Oh, I was hoping that those Stormcallers would actually land their shots and kill a sniper. Somehow managing to thread the needle and get neither of them. That's the problem with Stormcallers. They're pinpoint accurate or 0 accuracy. Very rarely do they actually kind of 50-50 it. So Ion would be huge. Extended range on the Stormcallers would be good as well. I would expect to see both players grab the Ion. Ion going across the middle here left. It's going to take out a ton of Stormcallers. Get something to deal with these Wasps, man. Even just having a unit of Mustang in the background. Opting to fire quickly. I like this. His units are going to be outranged, but luckily the enemy units kind of walk into him. These snipers are going to be dealing so much damage now. Getting a couple more Fang. Putting them at the front. Absorb sniper fire, absorb missile shots. Yeah, our player in red sniffed it out. He's saying, man, this guy really doesn't have much anti-air. These Fang are unupgraded, they're weak, they're cheap. I'm just going to place some Wasps down in the back line. Let all those Fang die. Then my Wasps can swoop in and distract his snipers. He needs some Mustangs or... Oh, he kind of negated it. He needs some Mustangs or just something else that shoots up. He's not going to be able to kill all these units on the ground quickly enough. That Ion is also going to just decimate his flank. Another unit of Stormcallers. Wow. Okay. Well, he's definitely got the artillery support he needs. Unfortunately, the Stormcaller is just going to kiss the Ion Beam. They won't all die. I think this guy in the back might survive. And the attack upgrade. Okay, pretty good. He has some really highly damaging units. No, they all walk into it. Yep. That's 3 units of Stormcallers, a sniper. That's going to be a lot of damage. Man, and those missiles, although they're shooting quickly, they're missing a lot. He'll eventually get this Vulcan with it. He just doesn't have enough that shoots up. Man, these Fang doing a great job eating up Wasps, but he doesn't have enough of them. If he had a unit or two in the backline, it really would have made a difference. Eventually, he'll get this Vulcan. So at least this Giant Hunter has paid itself back, but that's a ton of damage. That is a ton of damage. These Wasps allowed the Vulcan to live. Vulcan lives! Not great. Not great by any means. Ooh, parasitic ammo would be huge for either player. Yeah. Parasite's coming out for the red. It's going on the Vulcan, right where it belongs. Unfortunately, our blue player's in a bit of a bind here. He has 2 major threats. The Vulcan... Actually, I guess he has 3 at this point. The Vulcan, the Wasps, and these snipers. Grabbing the parasitic ammo as well. The Dance of the Crawler, just to distract all of these Stormcallers. That is unfortunate. He needs the cash. Man, some shields would be pretty good. He grabs them. He grabs some Wasp of his own. Okay, this is actually quite good because it will distract a lot of the sniper shots. So not a bad choice. He's pushing him down the center. Yeah. I'd say get rid of him on the center. Where did he place him? They're still a little center focused. That's the only place where enemy Fang are really heavily. They are on the flanks as well. That's tough. Alright, out go the Stormcaller shots. It may have been worth getting the fire on the Stormcaller shots, but probably not at this point. The little Fang eventually deal enough damage to pick off quite a few of them. But those crawlers are still dancing. And they were able to hold for the shields. Oh, it's a lot of it's a lot of Wasp kills, but man, that Vulcan with the upgraded range. Just getting in there and burning them all off. Go, little Fang, go. You have a mission. No! They all just immediately evaporate. It might be enough here, though. Those Stormcallers, with the range and the fire upgrade and spawning crawlers, quite good. These crawlers coming in on the left-hand side, but luckily he has Stormcaller support. There's nothing he can do, though. He will eventually lose this. The timer will actually run out before he loses this. He just ran out of things that shoot up. Well, this will be just 1 minute of shooting. I will see you guys in a second. But eventually it worked out. Yeah, the 2 units of Wasp were not enough, but I like that he's upgrading these Wasps. Overlord. Yeah, baby. There is really not a lot of anti-air here. Our player in blue's really got to be more concerned about the air. He's not, because these Vulcan are such a threat to him right now, but the only reason these Vulcan are a threat is because he's relying so heavily on Fang for anti-air. Oh, jeez. Does he grab any more? Oh, my God. And these guys are going to be spawning Wasps? Yeah. Our red player may have sniffed it out here. More wasps. Okay, good, good. It's good. It will distract. That's what he needs. I would like to see some Mustangs, though. Or, heck, even a Phoenix. Phoenix do suffer quite a bit against wasps, but he doesn't know about these overlords. We do. Red spent all of his cash. Blue still got 150 bucks. He's finally gotten a payoff from his giants, but giant hunter, I should say. It's not going to be enough, though. The extra 150 for the last few rounds has been going straight into our red player's pocket. He took the hit initially, but it's paid itself off. Oh, the range on these wasps. That could make the difference. Vulcan in the back line. Blip. Is it going to be enough? No, obviously. It's his own Vulcan, but kind of a weird spot to put it. Alright, the wasps actually dealing with the parasitic ammo quite well. Parasitic ammo coming out for the enemy player. It's going to do quite well for blue. Not the best for red. Man, the friendly wasps actually dealing a lot of damage. As long as they ping away these wasp shields, he's going to be in a much better spot. It's not looking terrible. Oh, unfortunately, he doesn't have any Stormcaller backup. These wasps are going to clear away the crawlers, though. That's great. Wow, he just might do it. I was real worried about these overlords, but he does have at least one more sniper up. And a couple of wasps of his own. The increased range on these wasps really making a difference. Wow! That's a lot of damage. I really thought this was going to go in the way of red, but he's not dead. He's very, very close, though. Jeez, what a close game. Mobilized battleship for our red player. He could go really heavily into these battleships. There still is not a lot of anti-air. Getting these wasps an upgrade would be significant. He needs the cash. He thinks it's the end game. Upgrading his Stormcallers just to hit a little bit harder. Grabbing the range on his snipers. He has 4 of them now. They're all level 3. They'll absolutely crush overlords. It's a lot of missiles. Oh, there's the Mustang, finally. Grab the anti-air on them. He grabs range. Basically the same thing, but I do like the anti-air just for the attack increase. That's okay. It will help a little bit. Man, that's a lot of overlords. That is a lot of overlords. He doesn't have enough money to give them another upgrade, though. Possibly upgrading these snipers would be good. Instead, he's opting for some shields. Interesting choice, as our player in blue hasn't gotten any shields at this point, but he needs to protect his units against these super aggressive Stormcallers. That's a lot of missiles. Does our blue player shield up? If he kills all of these Fang, that's a lot of delay. Oh man, the Fang finally getting the range increase I've always wanted them to have. Man, does he sniff it? He could put 2 more shields down. I'd be nervous. No, he starts playing some missiles of his own. If he popped a missile here, that would do very well for himself. Upgrades on the Wasps, definitely needed. Alright. That's 2 units of Fang dead. Price of 100 bucks. These Fang able to take pot shots early. It does mean that the Wasps are the first thing now entering the fray, though. It might not be what he wanted. He does still have a significant amount of Fang, and they're able to clear away Wasps really quickly. The Mustang are doing the same. It's coming down to overlords. Will he have enough? He has to kill that Vulcan in the next 3 seconds. He does get it. There are some Fang left over. Ooh, but the enemy Stormcallers do a lot of damage. I think he's going to get this. I really think he's going to get this. Wow, great plays here by our blue player. The transition to Overlords has hurt a lot of our players in this tournament. And that's that. These level 3 marksmen, look how much damage they do once they finally get a shot off. Oh, never mind. Hey, we have a new champion. Alright, here are your tournament champions. Great plays to everybody who participated. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. I'm probably going to play in the European Wednesday, or this European one, and I'll cast the North American if it doesn't take too long. Hope to see you all soon. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Bye.